What's up, everybody? It's your man, Big Man Forever, coming at you with another video. This is one of the people that are part of the show of the Two Kings podcast, my man Daz.
How you doing?
Sosa can't be here today. He has some prior engagements he had to take care of.
Yeah, he don't like to work.
Yeah, he's not here.
No, we only joking. We only joking.
But we send our love to the brother.
Yes.
But other than that, we're trying to figure out right now to try to find the right place that we can actually film the show and stuff like that.
And it's hard work.
It is very hard trying to find a spot where it's comfortable for us, to where it's not cold, or the lighting is right. The lighting don't really seem too much bright because the lights are not working in this room that we're working in right now. But we're trying to find a spot. We're working very hard to find a spot for y'all to get y'all the best content possible.
Yeah. So hopefully something that we say could either inspire or help somebody.
Yeah.
So without further ado, Big Man is doing the interview. I'm going to try to provide him with any answers that I possibly can. So let's roll.
Okay, so it was a certain thing that I've been dealing with at the job and stuff like that, and I wanted to see what your mindset was on it, and basically if you wanted to interject something about it, it's a certain topic. I feel like certainly certain jobs that I was working for a span of time, like with predominantly black people in it, not necessarily making it a race beating thing, but predominantly black people in it, it always seems like when you find somebody at a job, it's a group of people that, trying to glorify what they did as far as like what the criminal activities that they did in the past and stuff like that. And I want to figure out if you have anything to inject on why you think that it's such a need for some of us as people that have lived the criminal lifestyle, that have gotten to the workforce, that is so key for us to dwell or try to like glorify what we did in the past, like negativity as far as that.
Okay, so first, they're called workplace thugs, okay? Because for some odd reason, they cannot leave what is the past in the past. What they tend to do is they tend to have memory flashbacks. They do it all the time. I used to have the same thing with me and people that I used to roll with. We used to get in childish fights with other neighborhoods and stuff like that. And sometimes when you reminisce about it, you remember the good that you thought was the good, but when I think about it, sometimes I remember how I got hurt, and I had to explain some of that sometimes to my kids or anybody who I'm having that conversation with. But as far as the workplace thug, like I said before, I just don't think that they are able sometimes, not all of them, I'm just talking about some of them, can't get past that. They don't want to assimilate into rising up to do better. So that's why they try to, as you said, glorify those things of the past, where maybe they were big drug dealers, maybe if they were enforcers, whatever. Sometimes they try to glorify that. When the big thing for everybody to do when you're in something like that is to try to rise up, try to do better than what you're doing. But some people just don't want to do that. That reminds me of something. It reminds me of this guy. I know this guy. This guy went to jail. This guy sold drugs. This guy maybe even have had his hand in robbing businesses or stuff like that. Now, he changed his life partly. What he did was he tried to get himself together, but I don't think that he can leave that life alone because he's bored. A lot of times, and it's not funny, it's funny too. A lot of times people keep doing things because they're bored.
Yeah.
They're bored. Yeah. Wives cheat on husbands because they're bored. Husbands cheat on wives because they're bored. It's a lot of boredom. And I know it's going to be a lot of people out there who say, no, that's not true. If you really think about it, and I mean actually really think about it, you will say to yourself, why do you think sometimes people get fat? Because they sit in the house, they ain't got nothing better to do, and they just eat. It happens. Okay? So the guy Like I said, he got a good job. But do you know, and I mean, he makes more money with the particular job that he has right now than he's ever made on any job, but he still wants to hustle. Because sometimes, and also he wants to be a tough guy. Now, as I said before, sometimes people can't leave that stuff alone. There are maybe 3 things that's going to happen to him. And I hate to say it because I love him like he's a brother. But he's either going to get killed, go to jail, or straighten up. That's it. That's it.
There's no other audible.
Yeah. That's it. Because when you leave that thing alone, you have to leave it alone. And maybe sometimes you got to stop dealing with people. Certain people. If you know they don't elevate with you, sometimes you got to leave them alone. And I think a lot of us in the black community don't know how to leave people alone.
Yeah.
If you telling me you ain't trying to go nowhere, guess what I'm going to have to do? If I'm trying to rise up, I can't let you pull me down.
Yeah.
Did you get that?
Yeah.
Maybe that would be a good topic for a conversation too, is why do so many black people allow themselves to be pulled down by other black people who do not wish to rise up? I don't want to go down where you are. I've been there. I grew up poor, and when I say poor, I mean poor. So my whole thing is that once I was able to rise up, I don't want to go back down there. You'd be a fool. But some people do the things that they do, they end up back where they started from. And the reason why they end up back there is because they didn't want it bad enough.
I want to interject something because that brings a valid point, because there's a lot of people out here that get into the employment and you want to find a good job, and us as black people, we know it's hard for us to find employment. It's not coming out like jobs just don't grow on trees, just
for
like
us,
money doesn't grow on trees. So when you finally get to a place where you can finally get something where it's prominent, you shouldn't be trying to lose that on something foolishness as far as like getting in beefs with people at work and stuff like that. You don't know how hard, it's very hard out here to get employment and keep employment. So when you try to get something like that, you should try your best to try to hold on as much as possible, because you know what's out there, and out there is unforgiving.
Yeah.
It's very unforgiving.
100%.
The streets do not love you. So for you to get to a point where you rise above and you're able to do something positive, you should never dwell on that, because you know the lifestyle. If you really were about what you was talking about, you would never try to glorify that, because you know the pitfalls that come with that lifestyle that you live. So glorifying it is nothing to be cool. It's not nothing to be. It's not sexy. It's not anything about that. It's just. I think it's very immature. But to each his own. That's my opinion.
Look, I believe some people just don't know how to let it go. Especially when I go back to the same thing of rising up. We as black people, our main thing should be, because we have been kicked, treated unfair, the whole nine. I could run down the list of things. But our main thing should be to rise up. And if I can help big man rise up, then that's what I should do. And vice versa. That's the way it should be. But we're so busy acting like pit bulls, and somebody threw a piece of meat in the middle of a yard, and we're going to fight over it instead of sharing it. That's how a lot of races, that's why they are above us. Because they know how to divide and everybody gets a share, where we have decided we just want the whole thing. And F Big Man Forever, F Sosa, and F anybody else who was a part of this, I just want to take it for myself, and it shouldn't be like that. It should be, we learn to work together. That's what black people have to do. And it shouldn't be if somebody gets shot. That should not be the only time that we know how to come together. We should be able to come together in good and bad times. And I mean come together for something positive. I know it sounds preachy, but guess what?
We all we got.
That's a true statement.
we
all we got. At this present time, we all we got, because ain't nobody else coming to bat for us. We should frequently buy from black businesses. We should try to keep anything, our money should be spent with us.
And don't expect no discount. I know that's been said a lot of times, but support, but don't support when you expect something free or something deposited or something, you get a credit on something.
I'm in that kind of business too, where I sell to my people, and my people always want a deal. If I can give you a deal, you ain't never got to ask for it. I'll just give it to you. But we don't ask for deals, we demand deals. And when you demand a deal, 9 times out of 10, you ain't getting no deal. That's it. We have to learn how to respect one another too. We said that, and me and Sosa, we spoke about that in our pilot episode about black people learning how to have respect for each other. Even in the workplace, that situation that you were talking about in the workplace, that's all about learning how to respect others and respect yourself at the same time. Now I know some of you are going to get this message. Some of you are definitely 100% going to get it. Then others of you are not, because you're not there. You have to get there first for you to understand anything that I myself is saying, Sosa is saying, or Big Man Forever is saying.
And there's something I want to interject as far as like the show format and stuff like that. It's conversations that we're having, two kings conversating, Sosa and Dez, or me and Dez, or me and Sosa. When we have conversations together, it's two kings conversating. So we're having a conversation amongst each other, and you're getting a point of view from both of us. It's like we're talking to us, but y'all get a chance to view it and get the chance to really say something and give a feedback on it.
In other words, we're letting you ear hustle on our conversation. Yeah. And if our conversation can do anything to help you, then more power to it. Or you just listen to a conversation. It's like when you're on a bus and you hear somebody conversating when they should bring it down, but they are not.
You turn your music up, turn your volume up, or you listen to what the game they're giving you, or whatever.
That's what it's about. Because I'm not going to always look at the camera, because if Sean is talking, I'm going to look at Sean because he's the one talking. We don't have a live audience behind the thing. We would like to show you what we have behind it, but it's not nothing worth seeing. So I'm having a conversation with him. That's why I look at him. And that's what actually all of us do. Whenever you're conversating with somebody, I can't imagine myself conversating with somebody and I'm looking this way when he's right here. I look at him, okay? It's sad that we had to explain this, but through some of the comments from everybody, and I told Big Man, I did not even want to comment on it, because you have to understand what conversation with two kings is about. It's about two kings having a conversation. That's what it's about. And you're just either a passerby and you get the ear hustle on it. You get to listen to it. Maybe something, like I said before, helps you. Maybe it don't. Maybe you've learned something that you didn't know. That's what the conversation, because Sosa is very knowledgeable when it comes to a lot of different things. Big Man Forever is very knowledgeable when it comes to a bunch of different things. So for you to get to hear some of the stuff that Big Man Forever or Sosa wants to say, that's a blessing for you, because they may or may not say something that can help or benefit you. That's it. I think that right now we're going to end this right here, because we got another segment that we're about to bring into, but we can't bring it in right now because we got some stuff we got to do. But we're going to pause this, and then we're going to be back at you. Just remember this. Just try to be respectful to each other. That's it. What you got, Big Man?
Basically, I'm going to be uploading this video on TikTok, YouTube. We're going to be going through the logistics of everything, basically see if it's right for y'all, for the consumer to go out to the consumer, y'all. But other than that, hopefully y'all like, share, subscribe on TikTok. Hopefully, put the heart on it. You comment if you got some feedback on it. You give back to my profile and stuff like that, as far as all the type of things y'all want to do, as far as donating or anything like that. Feedback anything. You know, we're trying to keep y'all the best content we can, man. And you know, through these little trying times like this, even trying to find a nice little spot for us to do, we still trying to give y'all the best game and the best knowledge that we can give y'all. You know, even if we're learning in the process of doing this. So that's all I gotta say.
All right, one more thing. We are always on location somewhere. I'm just saying, and we just do it because if you look behind me, there's a cat bowl right there. We're always on different locations because we're trying to bring you the content. So we don't want you worried about what it looked like behind us. We want you to get the message. And the message is that I know definitely that I'm trying to give and So's trying to give is as black people, we need to learn to respect each other. Like I said, I'll see you.